almost like you're standing over the barrel.
Yeah. And it'll probably zoom in a little bit further.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow. That'll still zoom more.
Yep. Yep.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Like I said, then he'll fly it over. He'll go to some of the other buckets and that we have out, so all the buckets are kind of angled. Mm-hmm. What else is really neat? So you have your map box down here at the bottom. So as he starts to fly, on the mapping feature itself, it'll actually go and route yourself, and it'll map where you flew. So if we are involved in a search and say, all right, the incident commander wants you to go ahead and narrow down this area, you're able to do that and show every area that you searched.
That you've covered.
Yep, that
can you actually do a grid search then?
Yeah, so here's the bucket setup that we have.
Okay.
So they're all on different angles and they have different things at the bottom. This is one of the things we got from the City of Myrtle Beach Fire Department, what they use for their pilot training, and then they also use it for the pilot recertification.
Okay. So they can tell exactly what's in that bucket.
Yep.
Corrosive.
And every time as he's flying, he's also able to take stills and video.
And are you able to do that here? I see this, or is that on his?
That's on his.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, all it is everything that he sees on his controller is cast onto this. So just like if you were at home and you want to go ahead and cast something to your television off your phone, it's the same type of technology.
And what is time in air on average that you can, with the battery charge?
So normal flight times, probably without this type of wind today, normal flight times are probably averaging about 35 minutes. With the wind, you're having to compensate more for the air, so you're probably chewing up battery life. So you might be a little less than that, 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. You can see, even for what he's flown so far, there's his battery percentage. So
Well,
there's
and
two
it's
batteries.
amazing with the wind, because you can see the wind.
Yep. If
and
you
yet
even look
the
here,
image is very
here's
steady.
a very good example. So this is the camera on the drone itself.
Okay.
So you can actually see how much it actually is rocking back and forth, back and forth.
How long to recharge the battery after you?
About an hour to an hour.
And we have 3 sets of batteries, so that way,
So you're able to
right?
up and
And
back,
and so as we deploy this resource, it comes in these really nice Pelican cases that all have wheels on them. So the command box has it, the drone itself has it, and then the battery charging pack has it as well. So we're actually able to keep the batteries in there. If we have to charge them on scene, we can. So if we put up one set, we could actually, when we land, we could take that set, put them in the charger. So, if you're out there, I know when Alex was down in New York, I think he flew for like 3 hours or 4 hours, just continue landing and switching out batteries.
And when the battery gets to a certain level, it comes back.
Yep. Yeah, so it'll give you a battery warning, and it'll say, all right, battery's getting low. It also has the return feature, so as he's up flying, he's actually able to hit a button on the controller, and it'll land the drone within a couple inches of where it took off from. So it does it all on its own, based like an autopilot feature. Yeah. So if you look, Alex, you gonna zoom in on the pagoda again? So if you look, so we've done this a couple times. It's pretty neat, just to give you its to show you its
That's not the
capabilities.
pagoda. I've seen the pagoda.
It's Craig's house.
Yeah, that's my house.
I've seen Craig's house. That's not Craig's house either.
So he's going up now. He's at 310 feet. All right.
High wind velocity.
You're right.
So his wind's at 14
Right.
up there right now. So that's his wind speed.
Forget the pagoda, the county services center.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there
So-
it is. That's
Keep an eye on you now, see if you're there.
Yeah.
They had it up one day with actually the old camera that came with the drone, which this one actually has a much better zoom feature. But they did this, and you can actually see people standing up there, color of their T-shirts that they were wearing, color of their pants, etc.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, from how far away are we from there, and you're able to get a pretty good shot.
And today's, with the wind.
It's not as
and the
easy
rain,
Wow.
that's
in
why
the
it's kind
rain.
of bouncing around here a little bit.
But on a clear day, you'll have a straight shot in. But yeah, so the wind speed, we're up at 35 miles an hour, up at 310 feet right now. Yep.
That's amazing. That thing can stay that stable.
Yeah.
You'd have a hard time
I-
in a helicopter.
I was just going to say a helicopter, even a small plane.
Well, it's thanks to a good pilot. I probably would have crashed it by now. So
I mean, it's the technology is really kind of dummy proof, right?
I was just
as
going to
long
say,
as
it flies itself.
Yeah, I'm not touching anything, and it's gonna stay in the same spot at the same height until I, tell it otherwise.
Very impressive.
Alice, you want to do some thermal stuff then real quick?
Yeah, let me.
Wow. Yeah, helicopter trying to
Yeah.
hold that.
So here he goes onto the
Yeah,
thermal.
what I'd like to see is a thermal on Craig, because some people don't believe he's actually
here-
doing it.
No, that's what they say.
So here's your thermal setting.
His wife tells me that.
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
she does.
There you go.
Oh, there
So
they are.
there's the thermal setting, and this is the one that was used when they found the gentleman in Marion Township.
Wow.
See him waving his arms, clear as day.
See, Christian, now Jennifer
lot of-
can't lose you.
Yeah.
A lot of the training that Alex has actually done on the thermal
Wow.
side is he's gone over into South Heidelberg off of Corporate Boulevard where there's a lot of farm fields and actually targets deer and foxes. He's actually able to pick that up with the thermal, no problem, in pitch. And,
Now, what about
nighttime.
in a building?
So he could get it over. You will get some really good heat signatures off of a building, of course, based on building construction. So like this building has a cement roof. You're not going to be able to see anything. But if you have a high enough heat signature coming off of something, like I said, depending on building construction and then how close they are, you may be able to pick them up. Like if you
Potential
have,
fire,
right,
hot spot.
right, yep.
They did that in my barn that time when the guy got loose.
Yeah, and this is the same. It's the same thermal technology that we use on thermal imaging cameras in the fire service already that we carry on all the fire apparatus. Yep. So I think he's trying to.
He's looking for the train.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is.
Well, you can see the next
So even with the vehicles, yeah. So
You
there's
can
the
see the
train.
heat signature on
You
the
can see the
train
heat signature on it. Yep.
because
on
the
the motor.
engine's where the motor is.
Yep.
And you can even see the heat on the wheels.
That amazing.
Makes
You know
sense.
which bearings are going bad.
If it went slow enough,
There
and
you
you can
go.
see an engine at the end.
Pusher.
Pretty cool. Well, seriously, let's follow up and see what's possible.
I'm always willing to sit down and talk.
Jared, I like that idea because, you got to keep funding it and upgrading it. So if you go out, not an emergency, like Christian said, but if you go out and you do things for certain people, I want to see more you do.
It's like so here's a good example. I put my arm up where I'm standing. I mean, that's how you can even pick up my arm just going up and down. Pretty defined.
It was him.
Isn't that incredible? It looks like Taliban says.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what the drone technology is. And just hope that they got the right bad guy.
Like I said, it's cool. He puts the controller down and it still just sits there and hovers. Waits for the next.
How's it stabilizing?
This is the highest wind that we have. Doing a pretty good job. I was debating on, once I saw the radar this morning, I kept watching it. I don't think flying rain, but we're going to put it to the test today. I was going to say, what's the normal, about that?
You don't, unless you have one heck of a motor.
But how long is he flying?
He has it. He'd have to show you. He knows.
Because I'm watching here, it is going down fast. I
And
mean,
that's
we're
what
at
it is. When you look right
58%.
there and just. Like I said, on a clear day with no wind, that thing it doesn't even look like it's moving.
Is it keeps
Yeah.
tilting itself into the wind.
And if batteries went down, it comes back.
Yeah, so it'll
Before
give
it
you a
dies.
battery alert. Basically, hey, your batteries are dying, bring it back, and then it's so. You can hit it, but it'll come back by itself. So here you go. This gives you a good example, real quick, of all the different airspaces that he's dealing with. Of course, the closer, just for our sake, the closer we get to the Reading Airport, of course, the lower our ceiling comes down. So he is able to fly at 400 feet. That's his max. But as he starts to get closer, that's going to start to drop down further and further
Correct.
and further.
And that's built in
Yep.
on the FAA.
Yep. And as I said, he does his flight plan. We also have the coordination with the tower. So if we are going to fly close, you know, if Byrne Township calls us and says, hey, we have a missing person off of, you know, 183, you know, if we go out there for it, we're actually able to call into the tower, get permission from them that we're going to be flying in your area. We have the direct contact number. So he said, along with all this, we also have kind of like another little go bag that we're able to take out with all of our people. So, you know, you have binoculars, you have the phone numbers, spare batteries. All it takes for him is to glance it, pops the batteries out, if he wants back in, he's back up. So even switching out batteries is only a couple minute thing to get.
That's really the biggest price. A set of batteries is $1,400.
Oh yeah, you get overwhelmed. That's
Everything is higher than
Now,
Yeah.
what's the point?
like the drone itself. So we bought this drone. This drone was model, like not even a year, right? So we didn't buy late into the model cycle. So my hopes that they will continue. Yeah, so there's firmware updates that push constantly.